Hi, everybody, and welcome. We are so excited to have you for the kickoff to the 2022 ABCD-ReproNim Project Month. Most of you are here because you've been with us throughout the ABCD-ReproNim course, and we're very happy that you made it to the end with us. There are also some 2021 course alumni here and some new members from the broader ABCD community who will be joining us this month. So I wanted to give a warm welcome to all of those who are joining us and go ahead and introduce myself if you don't already know me. My name is Jessica Bartley. I'm the coordinator for the ABCD-ReproNim course, and I'll be helping out with events this month and also be really active on the Slack to try and answer questions and help out with tech issues if needed. So let's start out by talking about who can participate in Project Month and what Project Month will look like, and also talk about what to expect, how to prepare, and a schedule of events. If you want to know more about the details that are in this presentation, you can also check out our Project Month outline, which is a Google Doc that goes over all of this. And we also have a frequently asked questions, and you can feel free to check out both of those. So who can participate in Project Month? Anyone can participate in Project Month if they have an active NDA data use certification or DUC for the ABCD dataset. You do not need to have taken the course or completed the data exercises in order to participate in Project Month, although we do think it would be helpful. It's just not a requirement. As long as you have a DUC and interest in working on an ABCD data project, you are welcome to join us this month. So what is the time commitment going to be? We are aware that a whole month might sound intimidating. So for anyone who feels concerned about the time commitment or feels overwhelmed by the idea of proposing or contributing to a project, let me try to avert that anxiety just a little bit here. Our expectation is that Project Month participants should have enough time to commit to meeting with their project team at least twice a week, be able to contribute to an ABCD data project in some way, even if that contribution is small. And 3, try to attend the synchronous meetings, which will be held on the ABCD-ReproNim Gather Town. If you are in a time zone for which the meeting times just don't work for you, then that is okay. You can still participate asynchronously. Reach out to me on the Slack, and we'll try and figure out ways that work for you. We are not intending this event to be something that you need to block out a whole month on your calendar for, so please don't worry about that. You can basically participate as much or as little as you can. We'll talk a bit more about information over this presentation about what Project Month will be like. So if you are interested in taking part but haven't registered yet, make sure to get information from this talk or our corresponding Google Docs, but make sure to do register before April 8th, which is before the end of the first week of Project Month. We would love to have you register so that we can have you on our email list and send you information for each of the events that are going to come up. And when you do register, make sure to also fill out the separate DUC confirmation Google form so that we can confirm that you do indeed have active ABCD data access. So what is Project Month going to be like? We're going to follow a hackathon model where the majority of the project work you will be doing will be open-ended, participant-driven, and collaborative. If you haven't participated in a hackathon before, they are a fantastic place for interdisciplinary collaboration and education while still keeping a fun, informal, and supportive atmosphere. The core elements of hackathons include opportunities for networking, strengthening social ties, and building community connections, both within and across disciplines. So we're hoping that this Project Month will be really fun and a great place to do a lot of peer learning. The general outlines of events will be this. This week, we're going to this week will be all about generating, crystallizing, and proposing your ideas for projects or joining a team for a project that you're interested in working on. I'll tell you more about exactly how you can do that in just a little bit, but let's go over kind of the rest of the week and just a general overview of what to expect here. So the rest of the weeks will be about working collaboratively and on your own timeline to make progress on your projects of choice with your groups. There will be some synchronous check-ins check-in events during the month, and feel free to check out our Google Calendar for more details on those. We do very much encourage you to join us for those, although there will be recordings that you can view after the fact. And also, if you cannot join, please email us, contact us, and we'll see what we can do to help accommodate you. At the end of the month on April 28th and 29th, we will reconvene as a whole group so each team can present what they were able to achieve over the month. The main objective, however, is we really want Project Month to be fun and low stakes, a great event for people to work on something that is scientifically interesting to them. So we have a few goals for Project Month that we'd love to see groups strive for. Our first goal here is that we would love to see Project Month attendees learn about performing novel analyses on ABCD data. And we'd also love for the projects started during Project Month to eventually be turned into publishable manuscripts by the teams. Our second goal is that we hope attendees will apply the concepts of reproducible analyses learned over the ABCD-ReproNim course to work towards project activities and also contribute to open science software and reproducible science. Our third goal is that we would love for all software and analysis pipelines developed during Project Month to have code distributed on a GitHub projects page. Each team will have a GitHub repository, hopefully by the end of Project Month, which basically will be a platform on which they can release all their code, scripts, and Jupyter notebooks that they have generated with your activities during these months. Please do note, though, however, that ABCD data cannot be redistributed. So be sure that your public repos do not include any GUIDs or any derived data that can aid in the re-identification of a research participant from the ABCD study. So you might have some general ideas about what kind of project you might be working on, and if so, or might want to work on, and if so, that's great. If you don't have any general ideas about what project, or it's just kind of amorphous ideas at this point, then no worries, that's still okay. Generating project ideas and starting to form your collaboration is what this first week of Project Month is going to be all about. We'll talk about how to propose or join a project in just a second, but first I should note that projects may not be fully completed in a single month, and that's okay. We encourage everyone to think of Project Month as the initiation rather than the completion of your ABCD data project. And when we hope that the teams that you form during this month will turn into longer collaborations and hopefully publications for you after Project Month ends. The main goal, though, is of course to have fun and work on projects that you are interested in. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to propose a project in just a bit, but before I do, let me mention that it's important to try and think about and establish clear goals for what your soon-to-be teams will be accomplishing during Project Month. Even if you anticipate that your work on projects that you work on here will continue after Project Month ends. When thinking about your project ideas this week, try to also consider what you can accomplish during the month. Some good things to ask yourself here would be, what are the milestones that you think you can achieve in 1 month? How can members of your soon-to-be formed teams share responsibility for achieving those milestones? What are the goals you would like to get out of this project? Scope is very important. A lot of projects will have a wide scope, and that won't be able to be accomplished fully within 1 month's time. In a second I'll talk about how we'll help support you as you choose a reasonable month-long focus to work on during this event. But first, let's go over how to propose or join a project team. So first, let me preface, or let me talk about what project teams will look like. We are strongly suggesting that all teams have at least 2 members. If there's a 1-person project, then we'll ask that person to join another project team. However, here's the caveat: you can work on more than 1 project at once. In fact, our hope is that if there's a person who has a project but not a team, and you're interested in that project, then we encourage you to offer your skill set to them so that that person can make progress on their idea of interest and you can join in on this. So how do you submit a project proposal or join a project team? What you're going to do is you're going to go to our GitHub repository on our ABCD-ReproNim GitHub account. It's called 2022_projects_months. And if you would like to propose a project, you can open a new issue. And we have a project proposal template that you can use to kind of go through what your project ideas are, what your research questions are, what kind of analyses you think you might be doing. So that's how you would propose a project to work on during project month. If you would like to join a team, what you can do is you can look at the existing project proposals that are up as open issues on our project month repository, and you can join one of those projects by commenting on the issue and saying that you want to contribute. I do want to give a bit of an imposter syndrome disclaimer here. You might be thinking that your project ideas aren't fully fleshed out enough right now. You might be thinking that it's a little intimidating to propose a project and have other people join your team and kind of be the project leader. Well, I want to just emphasize here that we're really trying to create a supportive environment here during this project month in which it's okay to not know all the answers. And it's okay to not have a fully formed project idea at this point. Project proposals can always be tuned and improved over time. What we want right now is your ideas. So please feel free to open an issue and just talk about something that you're interested in and see if other people are also interested in it. And then you can form a team, and we'll help you with generating a roadmap for what would be good to accomplish across the month. So what happens if nobody joins your project? Well, if you haven't found anyone to join your team by next Monday, then reach out to us. We will probably ask you to join another project team so that there are at least 2 people per project. But you will also have an opportunity to kind of pitch your project to the whole project month group so that you can try and generate interest in your research idea and get others to join you on your team. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of computational platforms we'll be using over project month. Our main computational platform here will be the ABCD-ReproNim Jupyter Hub. All project month participants will have access to this free cloud-based computational platform. It'll be a space where you can work collaboratively on ABCD-ReproNim projects. And if you need to process more than about 50 neuroimaging data sets for your project that you're working on, please just reach out to us because we can increase the nodes that are available to you. But we do need to know about that first. So just send us a message and we'll try and accommodate that. We will also be using Slack as our main form of communication, our main platform of communication during project month. Separate private channels will be established for project month in general and also for each of the separate project teams that will be places where you can discuss progress, share resources, talk about the ABCD data issues that you're running into, all that kind of stuff. One note on the channels, they are going to be marked as private because there are people on this Slack that don't have ABCD data access. They don't have active ducks. So what we are asking is that for all people who are participating in project month, please keep any conversation that could be duck protected about ABCD data on the private channels. That's where people who have active ABCD data access will be. We will also be using GatherTown as our virtual meeting place during project month. The password to join GatherTown is welcome 2022 students, and the links to join are on our website and have been emailed out to you. You are also welcome to use a personal Zoom room or a Jitsi room to touch base with your team during project month. Project month instructors. So we will have our ABCD-ReproNim course organizers and our full TA team. Also, I will be available to help support projects and look at and troubleshoot issues that come up with the computational platform or anything else that comes up. But really, during this project month, your main source of knowledge and help with any issues that come up, we're hoping that that will be your peers. One of the goals of project month is to have coordinated access to the collective knowledge of participants in the ABCD-ReproNim community and also the broader ABCD community. So ask questions about things you don't know about on the Slack, and also answer questions about things you do know about on the Slack. Crowdsource the knowledge. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming events for this week and for the next few weeks. First, I want to note that for those of you who are not in American time zones, I am sorry. We tried to schedule events that were best for everybody, but there are bound to be some people who are kind of left out because these events are airing live at really inconvenient times for you. So if that's the case, again, reach out to us and we'll try and help accommodate in any way. You can still definitely participate. It just probably might have to be asynchronously rather than synchronously for these live events. Anyway, so on this first week, this current week of Project Month, today through Thursday, April 7th, your goals here are to brainstorm your project ideas, think about what you'd like to work on over the month, go on Slack, talk to other people, see if you can generate ideas, see if anyone else is interested in the ideas that you're generating. And then once you have kind of a little bit more solid idea of what the project is that you'd like to work on, go ahead and propose a project by opening an issue on our GitHub. If you aren't really into proposing your own project, you can look at some of the other projects that people have proposed and join an existing team. One thing that we are going to be asking you to do this week is email us a draft, and I mean just a draft, of a project pitch by this Thursday, April 7th. The goal of those project pitches, which will be an event in and of itself on Friday, April 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the ABCD-ReproNim Gathertown. Basically, these project pitches are going to be where one or multiple members of the project team comes up and gives about a 2-minute project pitch presentation. And the goal of these is to get others to try and join your team. Some project pitches will be more fully fleshed out than others, and that's okay. Basically, these are times where these are presentations where you can just give the general idea of what you want to investigate about the ABCD data set and how you plan to do it. If you haven't already, too, by this Friday project pitches on April 8th, if you haven't already joined a team, this would be a really good time to look at the projects that are available to work on and choose a team that you'd like to work with. All right, so for the next week, on Monday, April 11th, what your job is going to be to try and meet up with your project team or talk with them over Slack to form a bit of a roadmap for the month. Some of the questions you want to answer are: what scope will your team focus on during the month and during each of the weeks? Your goal here is to build a little bit of a roadmap and decide on plans of actions and maybe distribute some of the workload. Then what you'll be doing on Tuesday is we're going to join the Gathertown again at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll do little mini project plan presentations. These are kind of going to be like the project pitches, but maybe even shorter. Basically, we're going to be checking in with all of the teams to make sure that you have a plan of action, essentially, with what you're going to work on throughout the month. That'll be on Tuesday, April 12th. And then after that, basically, you're going to just work with your team with times to be determined by each group to work on your projects and try and make some progress on the goals that you've set out for yourself. Then on Friday of week 2, as well as each Friday following for the month of April, we will have some micro check-ins in the Gathertown, again at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where groups can come and join us and basically give us a little update on what they've been able to accomplish that week. Were they able to meet their weekly goals? Are they on track to meet their month goals for the project work? Do they need any help? Are they stuck? And that's a space where we can basically contribute or help answer some of the questions and make sure that you are on track to meet the goals that you set out for yourself at the beginning. So like I said, on project month week 3, we'll have again that same schedule where times will be determined for meeting up or working with each of the project teams. And then we'll have the micro check-in on Friday. And then on the last week of project month, week 4, you'll start wrapping up your project work on the Monday through Wednesday of that week, April 25th through 29th, not 229th, 279th. So April 25th through 27th. Then on Thursday and Friday of that last week, on April 28th and 29th, at 2 p.m. in the Gather Town. We're going to meet together as a whole group and go over project presentations. This is the point where teams will be able to basically give a 7 to 10 minute presentation on what you've been able to accomplish throughout the month. And we're really excited to see what you guys will be able to have done. So if you don't meet all of your project goals and benchmarks, that's okay. A successful project month would basically look like this, that you have either proposed a project or joined a project team to work on a collaborative project, that you make a project plan by April 2nd, that's Tuesday of week 2. And we hope that you also try a lot of reproducible tools during this month, because we will be here to help you through working with those. We hope that you can version control your code through Git. We hope that maybe you can experiment a little bit with using containers. If you're interested in doing a pre-registration report, that's great. We would love to help you facilitate that. And then at the last 2 days of project month, like I said, a successful project month would look like teams giving their kind of final reports on what they were able to accomplish. And hopefully by the end of project month, your team will have generated a GitHub project page where you can push all of the code generated from the work throughout the month up to GitHub so that it's openly available. So I'll kind of begin my close out here with some important project months to-dos as you're kind of moving into thinking about your project ideas and working with people during project month. Make sure that you do review our ABCD-ReproNim Code of Conduct. Also, another good document to look at would be the ABCD Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusivity JEDI Task Force Guidelines. This was part of the week 8 curriculum as a reading during the ABCD-ReproNim course. The goal here, we want you to ask yourself if your analyses help prevent stigmatization in research. If you haven't already, please also join our Slack. This is where the vast majority of our communication will happen during project month. Oops, sorry, that should say month, that's a typo. If you need an invite, email us and we will send you one. The invite to join the Slack is going out on our emails out to you. So if you've registered, you already should have received an invitation to the Slack from us. And then also, I recommend that if you get stuck during project month with some of the computational pieces, take a look at our project month prep data exercises. These are really great references to look at throughout project month that basically focus on how to download and work with the ABCD 4.0 data release. And then last consideration here that I want you to just be thinking about as you're going into things. One issue that could be good to think about is authorship questions about papers that result from project month. More detail about this topic can be found on our frequently asked questions, but basically what we encourage you to do here is to discuss authorship with your team and what the contributing roles are early on in this process. It's like general great practice to discuss authorship at the start of the collaboration and to also revisit the topic at the end of the project because contributions evolve over time. We recommend that you discuss the project and any potential manuscripts with your PIs because they are the people who are going to be able to provide direct guidance. And we do expect that you will involve your PIs on whatever projects or manuscripts that result from this work. And then also, it might be that your project may end up being more than a single paper. It might be multiple papers. Consider how to divide responsibilities across your team members if that turns out to be the case. And lastly, us, the ABCD-ReproNim organizers, me, the coordinator, and all of our TAs, we don't actually anticipate being co-authors on any of your papers here. You are welcome to list us in your acknowledgement section. And we do request that you acknowledge the NIH award that made ABCD-ReproNim possible. Here's some text that you are welcome to use in any publications that come out from work from this project month. So that's all that I have here for our kickoff event and all about Project Month. Feel free to go forth and think about your project ideas, brainstorm what you're interested in, talk about those ideas on Slack with your peers to get some feedback, make a proposal on our GitHub as a new issue, and have fun. You can follow along with project proposals as they come in at this link right here. We, the ABCD-ReproNim team, are going to try to give feedback on projects via commenting on them on the GitHub project issues page. And other than that, have fun this week. We will check back in with you over email soon. And we'll see you on Friday for your project pitches. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.